All right, hello everybody. So today we're going to be starting our new project, which is a digital portrait. So the idea for this digital portrait is something that is near and dear to my heart because I actually started creating and selling digital portraits this summer. So what that means is that people would reach out to me with pictures that they loved of family members, pets, whatever, and I would draw it for them for a commission. So on the screen right now, you actually see some of the drawings that I did. You'll see that my skills have improved and changed over lots and lots of practice. While like this one up in the top corner of me, that was the very, very first one I did. This was more of like the second or third one I did. And you can see all the rest of the screen get a lot more detailed with a lot more practice and all that. So today we're going to be creating our own digital portraits, and I'm really excited to show you. When I created mine, I used my iPad in a program called Procreate, but I'm going to show you guys how to access and do this stuff for free on your Chromebook using Google Drawings. On Google Classroom, you're going to see I have posted an assignment. It says, we will work on this step by step together over the next few classes. This will be challenging, but so rewarding. Only focus on what we did in class. Do not go ahead. I will post step-by-step videos each day if you are absent. If you are absent, you are expected to work on what you missed from the class before, next class. So basically, if you're absent, make sure that you watch my video tutorials, get your stuff up to date before you come and see me again. So on here, you're going to see 4 things attached. The first thing is a blank Google Drawing assignment. You're going to want to make sure to open that up. This is going to be where you create your actual project. Attached as well is 2 examples of what we are creating. One is a little bit easier, one's a little bit more detailed. Either way, by the end of this project, you're all going to have beautiful portraits that look similar to my examples attached. You can see right here, this example, we see this person's features. We have some highlights in the hair. We have some cute earrings. In the other example, you're going to see that this one was actually created by a 7th grader. And when it pops up, you'll see it's very detailed. It's beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. This is drawn on Google Drawings. Okay. So let's get started with our first step for today. By the end of class, the goal is to have you guys have a basic outline of your body. So I'm going to start with my blank document. I'm going to show you step by step. When you're on your blank document, the first thing you're going to want to do is change the document title. I'm going to change it to my name. So I'm going to change it to say Richardson. I apologize. My computer is going a little slow right now. Let me try again. There we go. Richardson. All right. So we need to now find a picture. You can either do a picture of yourself, picture of a family member, or if you really don't want to do any of that, you can do a picture of a celebrity. So you can go on Google and find a picture of a celebrity. It's your choice. There's no wrong choice here. I think it's more fun to do a picture of yourself, but if you don't want to, a celebrity is fine as well. But it must be a real person. It cannot be a cartoon character or a video game character. It must be a real person. All right, so I'm pulling up my files right now. It'll take a second to load. I notice sometimes when I screencastify and record, sometimes my internet works a little bit slower. There we go. Now things are starting to, there we go. There's all my stuff. All right, so this is the selfie I'm going to work with. When your picture pops up on your screen, which mine is still loading, our first step is we are going to go and crop it a little bit. We want to take away anything in the background we don't need. So for me, I'm going to be cropping out my ceiling that I see up here. The way you crop is you're going to double click. When you double click, these black borders going to pop up. I'm going to drag it down so that way I'm cropping out the ceiling because I don't need that. Maybe you have some kind of thing going on in the background. Delete anything that wherever your body isn't touching. So I'm deleting my ceiling, but I'm not going to delete any of this stuff because my body is still there. Once you crop it to how you want it, you're going to push enter on your computer, on your keyboard. Now, before we get started with drawing, we do want to make this picture bigger because right now it's not filling up the space. When you make your picture bigger, you want to make sure you don't distort your picture. You want to keep the same proportion. So only use the toggles on the side, the diagonal ones. Go and drag it up so that way it only touches the top. See how that nice black red line is there? There we go, nice and big. Make it a little bit bigger down here, touch the corners, and there we go. It's okay that there's still blank space on your drawing. That's okay, because if I do this, if I stretch it out to the side, look what happens. It distorts the picture. We do not want to distort it, okay? So I'm going to revert that. There we go. Now I'm good to go. I'm ready to get started. When we are drawing, you're going to want to use the line tool. So I'm going to come up here. I'm going to push down to the arrow box. You're going to see lots of different lines popping up. We're going to be mostly using the curve tool. Sometimes we'll use the polyline tool, but mostly the curve tool. So I'm going to grab my curve tool. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to trace our face. So the way the curve tool works is that I'm going to click and you're going to see a straight line pop up. The way we make it curve is you're going to follow your face. So I'm following my hair right now. I can see there's a little bit of a curve right here. So I'm going to click. I'm going to click around those curves. I'm making sure to click often, but also not too much. When you're clicking, one common mistake, especially if this is your first time doing it, is you might double click by mistake. And if you double click, look at that, I just created a line. Unfortunately, this will not work for us, so you will have to try again. So I'm going to delete that. I'm going to try again. So I'm clicking around my curves, finding my hairline, trying to get my face line as perfect as possible, but also not stressing about it. There we go. If this is your first time using this will take a little bit of practice. If you mess up, just try again, okay? There we go. I'm getting the shape of my face. And attach. There we go. So I just outlined my face. Notice how I didn't worry about my neck. I'm going to do that later. If your ears are showing in your picture, don't worry about your ears. Right now, you're just focusing on your face. So once you outline, you're going to come up here to paint bucket and you're going to change that to transparent. There we go. So now I just have an outline. And now we're going to continue on. Make sure you're on your curve tool. And now we're going to do our hair. Obviously in mine, my hair is nice and long and curly. Maybe your hair is in a ponytail. Maybe it's just short, whatever it may be. But you're only focusing on your hair. So when I do my hair, notice how I'm going to start outlining the top of my head. I'm coming down. If your hair is wavy or curly like mine, don't worry about getting every single curl because it's just not going to be possible. I'm just trying to get like the general place of my curls. I'm trying to get the overall, oops. See, sometimes I make lines by mistake. Unfortunately, I have to delete that and try again. No big deal. That was a great observation to show that even teachers make mistakes too. So if you're having trouble and you keep making those lines by mistake, that means you're probably trying to go too fast. That's what happens to me is when I try to go too quickly, I tend to double click by mistake. So go slow. Don't rush it. Notice how I'm getting those curls in there. I'm going to come back and get some more waves. Notice how I'm not getting stressed out about making it perfect. I'm really not. Let's get this last big curl. Notice how even with my hair, I'm just kind of like, the cool thing about hair is it doesn't have to be perfect because it could be falling anyway. All right, now, before I continue forward, here's the main thing I want to show is that we are now joining the line where the face and the hair meets. What I want you to do is I want you to slightly overlap that line. Not a lot, just a little bit. I'm going a little bit into that face. Just enough. Just like that. There we go. And there's my hair. Making that transparent. All right, I'm going to do my hair on this side. Now, if your picture is like mine where it cuts off because that's just how the camera is, feel free to kind of continue the picture. You don't have to make it a straight line. Like I'm going to curve out my hair, like pretending like my hair actually goes all the way through. Making some more curls. Or waves, I guess. I guess they're not really curls. They're more like waves. I'm going slightly into my face because I'm going to overlap this later. I'm not worrying about my face right now. There we go. Make that transparent. Perfect. Okay, next step is we want to move forward to the neck. So I'm going to go grab that tool again. Tracing that neck. Trying to be as perfect as possible, but if I go inside the face a little bit, it's okay. Make it transparent. Perfect. All right, now with the shirt. When you do your shirt, I want you to kind of forget about your hair being in the way, or if you're holding like a popsicle or whatever. Don't worry about those objects. You're going to just trace your entire shirt, pretend like it's one big thing. Notice how I'm going off the picture a little bit? I'm going to pretend like my arm is still there. I'm not worrying about that. So you can see right now, I'm going to actually go straight through my hair. I'm not worrying about any of that and connect. Now I have one big blob for a shirt, which right now it looks like a blob, but I promise later on when we get some more editing done, it's going to look fantastic. So I'm going to change that to transparent. There we go. All right, we're almost done for today's steps. We're going to just do one more thing. When you're observing your picture, now you're going to look for a few more things you might need to trace. One would be ears. My ears are not showing in this picture, but if you have ears showing, go trace your ears. 2, if you have a hat on like I do, I'm going to trace my hat. If you have a face mask on, you want to trace your face mask. If you have glasses on, you can try that. If the glasses are a little too difficult, because those might be a little bit more of like a next step thing because they're a little detailed, you can skip that for now. But if you want to attempt it, go ahead. But for today, you want to get basic outline. So I'm going to just finish with my hat and call it done for a day. So let me trace my hat real fast. Okay. And if you see any mistakes you made, like maybe you make your shape and you're like, oh, that shape does not look good. We can fix stuff later to an extent. So try your best, but still mistakes can be fixed later on, okay? Transparent. And I'm going to make that one more line for the top of the hat and we're going to call it done for today. Now you always have to connect your boxes. Even though the lines are touching, that does not count. You have to connect. There we go. Transparent. All right. That's all you have to do for today. If you kind of want to get a gist of what you did, it's hard to see with your picture, you can take your select tool right here. You can actually drag this picture away. And let's see what you got. There we go. There's my basic outline. Listen, this is the very beginning stages. It's going to look fantastic when you're done, okay? Don't do anything to it yet. Make sure before you finish for today, if you dragged your picture off to the side, I want you to come to the back arrow and push it back where it belongs. So that way, when you work on this again next class, you are ready to get started. All right? So get started. Be slow. Don't overclick. If for some reason you're creating a line and you notice that it's like, creating your line without making your shape that you want, go and delete it. Go slower. If you need to zoom in, you can always zoom into your picture to get more detail. You can always zoom out, whatever you need. All right, that's all you have to get done for our first day. Outline your face, hair, body, and if you wear any hats or face masks. Good luck.